Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Beautiful Monday. Great weekend. Oh man, basketball yesterday. Two of the best games I've seen in a long time. Playoff basketball is in the building. AllBallTV, Fabian Perspective. What's going on, my brother?
Well, I ain't say it in a minute. I'm still bougie though, baby.
Oh,
It's
yes, sir.
Monday.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Link in the description. It's beautiful outside in New York City. I know. Shout out to Flea. Shout out to Dom. We had a great episode last night. All Ball TV, the Wu Tang of this sports talk. He
Yes,
said it was
sir.
raining out there in Houston, but over here it's been beautiful, man. Today I was in my
Yeah.
shorts. You kidding
It's
me?
it's very nice in a minute. We might have to start shooting some of these podcasts and some of these shows outside, man. Yeah, find a park, sit down, and really chop it up. Get the feel of the city, the people. Yeah, man. Let's hear some of that New York City noise in the background.
Yeah, man. I want to hear what the All Ball TV noise on this Philly series is, man. Your man
Oh
James
man.
Harden. I think did we do a retraction of the retraction already on his on his playoff
Yeah,
performance?
we did that for the first game, but you know what? I'm not gonna start with the Sixers. I'm gonna start with Boston. Boston, what's that coach name? I always pronounce his name wrong for Boston.
Joe Mazzulla.
Missoula. Great coaching job up until the last 20 seconds.
Mm.
He let a game slip away. Now, I really don't know who's in control. I'm being honest. But I'm going to say this. He let a game slip away. Down one, you had two timeouts left. Um, and you get the ball with, I think, 18 or 19 seconds left. Okay, you don't call a timeout. Okay, cool, because that's his thing. And I kind of like how he coaches with that. Like, he don't waste his timeouts. Um, Even when Jalen Brown got two fouls in the first quarter, he kept him in the game. And by him doing that, Jalen Brown hit a three, then scored again. So I like him as a coach. But his cockiness, pause, and his pride got in the way. This is not the regular season. You had an opportunity to go up 3-1. So as much props I want to give James Harden and the Philadelphia 76ers, as you see, I didn't say Embiid or Doc Rivers. Shout out James Harden. Boston Celtics let this slip away, and if they lose this series, if they lose this series, excuse me, whether it's 6 or 7 games, this is a game they're going to have to look back on. And if I'm the GM or the owner of the Boston Celtics right now, I would have a real talk with this coach. We could be up 3-1 going home, but now we're tied 2-2 because you ran a play, and they asked them at the podium, what was the play supposed to be? He said that was the play. You down one, you run a play to shoot a three, and then the play you running for is Marcus Smart. Are we not forgetting Jalen Brown is on that team? I've been saying this. You got to break them two up. Jalen Brown and Tatum, if they don't win a championship this year, you have to break them up. They both need their own team. But yeah. So I'm gonna take a different turn, and I'm gonna say Boston missed a big opportunity to go up 3-1 in the playoffs.
I gotta say that I love that you started with that because that is their MO. And again, I think they take Jason Tatum's lead. And shout out to Devin Booker. We'll talk about him in a second. He's taking that. He might be allowed to call him, talk or refer to Kobe Bryant, Black Mamba from now on, the Mamba mentality. Everybody else, you can't do it until you prove yourself like this. Like Tatum to me is inconsistent. The Celtics are inconsistent.
I,
Go ahead.
I disagree. I think yesterday Tatum did take on a Mamba mentality. He didn't have a good shooting game, but he had two key blocks. He was very active on defense. So yeah, right now Devin Booker in the playoffs is looking more Mamba mentality than anybody. But I'm not going to say Jason Tatum doesn't have that because yesterday, a lot of players if they don't have a good uh offensive game going, a good shooting game going, they not going to even give you nothing else. And we can name 1,000 players that's like that. But he rebounded, he scrapped, loose balls, and like I said, two key blocks. And let's not forget, he hit a big three, even though that should have been an offensive foul. He still knocked it down. So to me, that's Mamba mentality to even have the will, the guts to take that shot because a lot of players they don't want to take that shot because they don't want it to fall on them. So I kind of disagree with you with that, but I do agree. Him and Brown are very inconsistent. Very inconsistent. And
But see, I think Brown's allowed to be inconsistent. I don't think Brown is the guy from jump. Tatum is a number 2, number 3 pick, whatever he was. That's just like I'm not now. Kobe was a number 10 pick. I get all that, but Kobe set a standard, and like I'm tired of hearing mama mentality. That's all. And Tatum,
oh right, yeah, right. I
I'm
understand.
used to him going up and down, and the Celtics are playing the same way. Like this happened last year against the Bucks. The Bucks and the Celtics shouldn't have gone 7 games. Marcus Smart again
Right.
is getting the ball at the end of the game. Like nobody can tell Marcus Smart, yo, I don't care what the coach said. Tatum gets the ball. Whatever Tatum said, somebody got to decide something over there.
Yeah,
You know, so
but they're running the plays like for I like I forgot who DM me, man. Big shout. Oh, I'm sorry, but they actually DM me and said, "Yo, why is it that Marcus Smart is always taking the big shots?
yeah, I don't.
You have 2 superstars on that team."
Remember, last year he turned the ball over 3 times at the end of a game against the Bucks, the number 1 team. Now we've been making fun of Philly the whole time. I don't know for what reason. Maybe because Embiid got hurt and the jokes started piling on all over again. Like him and CP3 and whoever else don't show up in the playoffs. But I want to take it to the Sixers now. Yo, if it wasn't for James Harden, this might be a sweep
Listen, if it wasn't for James Harden, Doc Rivers would be out of a job.
easily.
That's a fact. Doc Rivers has nothing to listen, man. I respect Doc Rivers, but it doesn't mean I have to like you as a coach. You see him on the sidelines, man. Listen, you owe James Harden a Rolex. Just how James Harden gave Joel Embiid a Rolex for winning the MVP. Doc Rivers, you owe James Harden that Rolex money back because he made you look like a genius
Yeah,
yesterday. When we all know you had nothing to do with that.
right.
Not one bit. Um, excuse me, but from the Philly side of things, I'm gonna say this: we've seen Harden go up and down, so it's hard to put your money on Philadelphia. They have the talent to win this series,
Right.
but they're inconsistent. So just as Tatum and Brown is, it goes flip floppy both ways. So now you may expect James Harden to have a game where he scores 15. They struggle and then they lose. So to me, that's the big difference with Philadelphia. And to me, that's on coaching. Doc Rivers never has his team prepared. Ever. Ever.
Well, except for this game, I want to say that they had a meeting beforehand, and it seemed like going into it.
Excuse me.
I don't know if he motivated them. I think that is the thing with him and with Thibodeau. Let's say, like Thibodeau should be a top 5 coach. Damn, that's contagious. He should be a top 5 coach based on like what we know about him, all the praise that the players give him, and everything like that. But we see him in action. We go, you ain't no damn top 5, top 10 coach. And the one thing between him and Rivers that stands out is after a game, they command respect. I'm not gonna lie, like the way Doc Rivers be talking, I'm like, I can see why, at the very least, if you didn't know his resume, he could fool you. He was going at the reporter yesterday, like, yo, that wasn't a push off
Yeah.
on Jason
Yeah.
Tatum. What did you think about that play though? The push off when he hit the 3-pointer?
They missed that call. Offensive foul easily. And once again, the ref is standing right there. So I don't know if that's was a makeup call. But even the Joel Embiid, it wasn't charging. It could have been a no call. But the
Right.
basket should have counted. But that was clearly offensive. Because once again, when they showed when you watch it quick, it doesn't look like he extends the arm. But when they showed the replay, he extended the arm enough. Remember, once again, if you keep it there, then I have no problem. But that definitely was an offensive foul. These refs, man, I need new refs.
Yeah, I don't know how to call it.
Yeah, but big shout out to Philly for sticking in there. Hey man, let me tell you something. James Harden, the floater to put it into overtime, and then hits the 3 for the game winner. Listen, man, if he can do that every game, he can possibly be the best player in the league. Like, who can do what he does and run the point at that size? Like really think about it. So, it's just that they inconsistent, man. And I don't trust Doc Rivers, and I don't trust Joel Embiid. And even though I'm giving James Harden his props, they have a whole squad you can't trust. I don't trust Tobias Harris. I like Maxey, but he's streaky. So they have guys, I'm being honest, that you can't depend on. I'm just sorry. And we seen Joel Embiid down the stretch. Even though he had a good game, we seen Al Horford lock him down when it was clutch time. We seen him look a little discombobulated, looked a little dead headlights. So James Harden had to save that whole thing. So, I don't know who took control of the series. I'm being honest with you. I think this is going game to game.
I agree, and I think the Sixers shouldn't have had a chance because if it was on Embiid, they don't win this series, man. He missed the game. He came back game 2. They got blown out. And Harden, we don't really say that because a lot his playoff disasters or his bad games they stand out more than his good games because he has had good games, but we just his MO is CP3 ish, Embiid ish, where we feel like all right, you're not gonna show up anyway. It's very surprising. I just don't.
No, well,
I
but
gotta
hold
give him
on.
his props.
Right, but I'm gonna disagree with that because at least with him, he shows up. Them dudes that get hurt and they don't play in the game. So I agree with what you're saying, but I'm not gonna say CP3ish or Joel Embiidish. James Harden plays. It's just that when it's time to show up, which he did yesterday and he did the first game. But now, can we get that for 2-3 games straight? To me, that's the big question. That's the $1 million question. Can we get this? Can we get him to repeat this performance? It doesn't have to be 42, but what if it can be 30 with maybe 12 assists? He had a big block yesterday. So once again, it's there. It's just, can you continue to do it? We still don't know.
I like his attitude though. Every time they bring something up at the end of the game one, when we had a monster game, he calmed all his teammates down. Yo, it's just one game. It's just one game. After the game yesterday, yo, it's just one game. At the end of the day, it was just a win. And he has to, I think, maybe remind himself of that. I know we're very hard on the players as fans and as media. Like when Embiid was crying, we had a nice little segment yesterday about whether players get too much pressure, too much slander, whatever it is. They do have to deal with that. Like at the end of the day, Harden did smack somebody outside of a club in Vegas, and somebody recorded it. Like I wouldn't have known about that. If somebody didn't, like I don't have my life being followed that way, and I don't know if I could just throw the garbage in the wrong direction. Like we don't get that scrutiny. So for him to, I do have to give just kudos to him, man, because he pulled through, and if he never had an opportunity in the playoffs again, it wouldn't, we would have looked at him as a bad playoff performer. And now I think he redeemed all that. He would have to have a terrible last couple games, to be honest with you. I think he's done he's not getting enough credit for pulling him up, in my opinion.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna just say this. I'm a little concerned about Joel Embiid. He didn't look dominant yesterday. He had 30, but like I said, man, I'm very concerned. He doesn't dominate how he should. Like his dominance, like nobody should be able to guard him on Boston. Nobody. It's times I've seen Williams on him. It's times I've seen Marcus Smart on him. Yeah, I'm concerned, and with him and his health, James Harden being inconsistent, and Doc Rivers being an okay coach. To me, that's what makes me have Boston the favorites. Just because of those things. It's not because of Boston's play. It's not because of their good coach. It's not because of none of that. It's because the deficiencies and just the mistakes that the Sixers make. So, I'm just glad that it was a good game and they tied it up. But Boston, y'all missed a real big opportunity. And I hope it don't come and bite you in the you-know-what. Because once again, if I'm the owner or the GM and we lose this series, they're going to go back to this game and he's going to have to explain that. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. And then it's back-to-back. See, now I end it with this. I got to cut some slack to Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown and all those guys for having 2 rookie coaches. Like they do have to show up for that. They had a guy last year play drop coverage against Steph Curry in the finals. That was a big mistake in my opinion. Joe Mazzulla, you have to figure them out again all over again in the playoffs. And they like that's the one thing that you hear Tom Brady, all the champions talk about. I don't know when I got another chance at this. So for Tatum to have another chance at it, and Brown, Tatum is the guy that's top 10 easily in anybody's book. So I
Right.
know he's salivating at just, I don't want anything to go wrong. Anything that I'm in control of, like pushing off, I'll do it. But come on now, give me the right head coach. It ain't right.
But before we get out of here, I'm gonna just say this: Jalen Brown ain't happy over there, and it seemed like they freezing him out at the end of games. Just my opinion. How is Marcus Smart getting these shots and not Jalen Brown? I'm sorry. I don't know if it's because he's pro, you know what I'm saying? He speaks his mind. I'm hearing Nike got a problem with him. Yeah, some things going on. Yeah. Big shout out to my man Dog Show, man. 3033. That's my brother right there, man. He said, yo, too, we need y'all platform to talk about the things people scared to talk about. And yeah, man. Big shout out, Coach. You know, Coach Kyle, he said, how does he join the talk? So remember, you could just DM him and send him the link. I would love to get Coach up here early because he's never been up here. So I know
My
he'd be,
God. Well, hold on.
yeah.
He's definitely been on the show.
No,
In
but he's not,
person.
he hasn't been up here.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm gonna do a little more homework with the Jalen Brown thing. But I've been said it, and people look at me like I'm crazy. If they don't win a championship, you have to break them two up. But big shout out to the 76ers, man, for, like I said, making it a series. In a great game also. Because I think last time we had overtime and it went down to the wire.
Oh,
I
I
don't
seen
even
that.
remember.
He sent the DM.
You know? Yeah.
Coach Kyle. Click that link in the StreamYard.
Yeah. Coach special. We'll let Coach up early, man. Coach, good brother.
Yeah, man. See, I want to before I click on to the next series, I think that has to do with that as well. Joe Mazzulla, and just when you're a year in with somebody, I don't care who it is, a group of people, whatever, there's a familiarity with all that, man. Like I know Mazzulla was an assistant coach, he was there before, but I think it's different when you're the head at the table and you have to tell Marcus Smart, yo, you ain't getting that ball, or whatever it is that has to be said or allowed to be said. I think that's a part of it, maybe, but I don't want to make any excuses either. Because
Yeah,
again,
but
Mamba
remember
mentality.
but it ain't about telling Marcus Smart he can't get the ball. They're running the play for him. You understand what I'm trying to say? So, I'm just saying, should have called the timeout. I'm sorry. Should have called you down one. You ran a play and didn't even get the shot off. I have a problem with that. I have a problem when teams can't get a shot off to either win the game or lose the game, but give yourself an opportunity. So
Right.
I have a problem with that. But, big shout out to the Celtics and the 76ers for making this a watchable series.
Man, speaking of watchable,
Ooh.
nah, this is beyond watchable. This is must-see TV.
But
This is
hold on.
must-see TV.
Let me tell you, look how life works sometimes. Your man might get suspended.
The big Joker?
Yes. And let me say this. I don't care. To me, it has nothing to do with it being the Phoenix Suns owner. Even if that was a regular fan. We're all human beings, so we're all regular. Let me just say that. You can't do that. You can't do that. Now, what we said yesterday, these European players, there's no pressure. They get a lot of slack. I'm pretty sure if that was another player, so Phoenix might catch a real big break. I'm going to just say that before I go. Joker might be suspended for a game. Now, Denver Nuggets and the Phoenix Suns. I'm going to say this. When I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But was I right? What I said yesterday when we was on live, Zay and all them, yo, they can't do that again. I said, y'all telling me Book and Kevin Durant can't get 30 plus a game? But big shout out to Shamit. Oh my God. I think in the fourth quarter, he might have 4 or 5 threes alone. Joker 50 plus. Listen, man, this is turning out to be what we expected. As much flack as KD gets, he's a bad mother effer, man. And I'm gonna listen, Devin Booker. I owe you an apology, my brother. You light skin, I'm light skin, so I shouldn't have never doubted you anyway. But god damn, listen, these playoffs put him in the top 10 in the league. And yes, he's a superstar. I'm sorry. I gotta say it. I gotta say it. Listen, man, when you got the will like that and you can tell on the court, yo, we not losing. We gonna give it our all. This series is going to 7 games. I'm sorry. This is a 7-game series. But let me say this before I let you go. Joker tough, man. Listen, Joker is tough, man. We gotta start putting some respect on his name. Joker is tough. But I'm gonna be honest. Kevin Durant and Devin Booker, and I said it when that trade happened, that's the best duo in sports right now. By far. It's not even close. By far. And let me ask you a question. Should the Phoenix Suns sit CP3? Or if he comes back, should he come off the bench and they limit his minutes?
You gonna ask me that?
Yeah. Yes.
I want to bench Randall and Barrett, dog. I don't care. Of course you sit CP3 down. Are you kidding me?
Okay.
Are you kidding me? CP3 should have never been there for either. If you don't have it like that, sit your ass down because he makes 40, 50 million. So sometimes people just, they go by that. And Monty Williams, if he got the cojones, as Allball said, you sit him down. You say, hey, you might be coming in the third quarter, dog, to see if somebody gets injured. You a backup to the backup right now. I don't like what I see out there with you. Period. It ain't about you. There's no way we get this Booker. I don't have to apologize for Jack. I'm gonna be stubborn on this point. Forget all that, man. I ain't with all that. You showed up, Booker. Thanks. This is a different level. This is not the same Devin Booker. I said it last night. This ain't the same Devin Booker from the past. This is big time. This is what we've seen Jimmy Butler do the last 5-7 years. If we're being real. Sure.
Is Devin Booker the best shooting guard in the league right now?
Yes. He's been that. The second one is Donovan Mitchell.
So is Jimmy Butler the 3?
Okay, now that's an ill question. Who's better right now? That's how we're going to get this thing in a frenzy. Who's better right now, Jimmy Butler or Devin Booker? Right now, Jimmy's hobbling. I don't want to cop out though. Fully healthy, who's better?
Listen.
Damn. Yo, this is tough.
Jimmy Butler's taking down organizations all by himself. Devin Booker got KD, man. Jimmy Butler, listen, man, he got Kyle Lowry, Bam, and Kevin Love. And the rest is role players. That's straight out the G League, man. Listen, that's what I'm saying. This is
tough, bro. This is Jordan. Last night we watching the game. I said, you know what? That's the nail in the coffin for me. I ain't seen this since Mike. He's not missing. They can't stop him. And maybe it's Denver, but he also did it to the Clippers. Yes, they would have lost with Kawhi there. I get it, but that's a fully loaded team. They have a squad with Kawhi.
Now hold on. They beat the Clippers. Kawhi and Paul George was hurt.
Right.
Jimmy Butler beat Milwaukee. Okay, Giannis was hurt. But here's the question, y'all, and we need y'all to end. Who's better right now? Devin Booker, Jimmy Butler. Who you taking? Who you want with the ball in their hand? Who you want on your team? Who you want taking the last shot? Listen, man, that's tough. That's tough.
Yo, that's we got one.
That's tough.
Because there's no trolling to this. There's
all ball strikes again, baby. Yeah.
We got to do Devin. I got to go with Devin Booker right now.
Listen,
he's the hottest out right now. He's like 50 Cent in 2003 right now. He's going crazy right now.
Listen, I'm gonna be honest. I like Devin Booker. Right now, Jimmy Butler is out of control. Listen to what I'm saying. Devin Booker has another super duper star where you can't. Devin Booker's gonna get his shots. Jimmy Butler is doing this by himself. Nobody with him is giving him 30 plus. Listen, man. But we have a series. Let me ask you a question. Who do you have in this series? Does whatever your mind thought was before the series And
Oh, come on.
and when Phoenix was down 0-2, now what's your thoughts?
They're doing what I imagined that they couldn't do, and what I thought they had to do for 7 games to beat the Clippers and the Nuggets, and that they would run out of steam. So to see it actually happen, then they're doing. I didn't think they would do that. I thought they would. I thought they would. They didn't have the energy for it. They ain't have the cojones. I thought Devin Booker was a front runner, and then KD's a front runner to me too. So Devin Booker's leading the way though. Like he's leading the way. Now KD is kind of following his lead. Landry Shamet. That's when we talk about, the hero ball. They gotta play hero ball. When you talk about Jordan, that's why I thought of Jordan yesterday. He was unstoppable. And now you can see the defense, they don't know what to do. They're like, damn, I hope he misses. That's the kind of time they're on. And now the rest of his teammates, Landry Shamet is on fire.
Yeah, but let me say this. What KD and Booker is doing is not a surprise to me. You just need help from your bench, and they got it. Once again, that's what a lot of teams is missing. You get help from your bench, and your stars show up, you're gonna win the game, or you're gonna be at least in the game to where you have an opportunity to win the game. But listen, man, we got to give kudos to Phoenix. They didn't bow out. They didn't fold. And I watched that whole game yesterday, and I'm gonna tell you this, man, the energy, the effort, Booker and KD, they wasn't losing that game, bro. Remember, Joker gave him 50. Murray 20. Nah, they wasn't going for it. Listen, man, we can say we won about KD. That boy got some fight in him now. Devin Booker. Remember, lately you see the aggression, you see the energy. Listen, bro, they know we don't go to the chip. Listen, the flag and what they gonna get? Are you kidding me? So listen, man. But
Okay.
it gotta be some smoke with the Joker too.
Right, but I gotta separate myself from what you're saying. Like the media and all the people in general, they're the ones bringing the slack to Phoenix. But I never had them as a championship team anyway. They have to play like this. These guys have to play like this for 7 games. And if they do that, can they beat everybody in the West?
Can they?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Listen, are you kidding me? Listen, KD is that.
Yeah.
Like when you get a player that magnitude, that's championship. That ain't no. Listen, Phoenix is a good team. Yeah, they lost their bench, but they're a good team. Listen, the starting 5 is solid. Like, think about it. Paul, Booker, Ayton, KD, and who else is a starter?
It's not Shaman. It's
No, but then off the bench you got Ross.
Payne started.
No. But I'm saying when CP3 is healthy.
CP3, Booker.
But who's the 3? Yeah, look that up, please.
Mm-hmm.
And then coming off the bench, you got Payne, you got Shaman, you got Terrence Ross. Nah, that's what I'm saying. They need some bodies, but nah, they all right.
Kogi started last night, but I don't know if he always starts. That's what I'm saying. Payne is definitely always a backup. Shaman's always a backup. Right. When CP3's in there. Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. And once again, Kevin Durant is that. So when I seen the trade, yeah, I was excited. I said championship or bust. You don't get Kevin Durant to go to the Western Conference Finals or the second round. That's championship. Nah. So, I understand your point, but my thing is, yeah, they should be able to beat everybody in the West. They have the firepower. They showed it. That's what you're there for. We need you to get 40.
So I still think this is Booker though. This is Booker led. Like KD can't lead. We already seen him try. He just can't.
I disagree. I'm not saying Booker not leading, but you're not gonna tell me KD can't lead. Oh man, coach, what's up, coach?
Yo, what's up, boys?
Listen, man, we don't let nobody up. We don't let nobody up this early, but you fair now, so we gotta get coach up here, man.
Appreciate that so much, guys. Give me 1 second. Let me just grab this.
No problem. Yeah.
But I think we've seen him try. It's not consistent, and we've never seen this from Booker without being a front runner to me. Like this is Booker Like this, now I've seen all the ish talking, all the remember like we talked about it last night. Shout out to Flea. Yo, we don't double team in practice. Like we saw him as we were looking down on him. The whole playoffs, man. This is again the first person that I thought of was Michael Jordan. I've never seen Devin Booker look perfect like this. This is amazing. What you thinking, Coach Kyle?
Hey, Coach, hold on. First and foremost, Coach, how you feeling? Are you feeling any better?
Oh, way better.
Perfect.
Glad to hear that.
About.
Hold on, real quick. Shout out to Mel, my man Mel, the
Mel,
founding
up,
father
baby?
of Put It in Perspective.
Hey, Coach. Quick question, Coach.
I'm good.
Please, your thoughts on the Denver Nuggets Suns game yesterday?
I like Joker pushing the owner. No, I'm
I
kidding.
love it.
Yeah.
Hey, Coach, hold on, Coach, stay there. Hold on. We have to be fair. Should he be suspended if we playing by the letter of the law?
No.
Why not?
Because if it was a regular fan or anybody, they're holding the ball. He's just trying to grab the ball, get it in play while the other team's man is down. That's technically, if you look back at one of the greatest steals Larry Bird ever had, that was because Detroit tried to rush it inbound, try to catch Boston off guard. Remember? And it backfired.
Yeah. It backfired for sure.
In the playoffs, moments like this happen. If it was a regular fan that he pushed, it would probably be over. I mean, let me rephrase this, man. I think he probably should be suspended then. Honestly.
Coach, I'm just saying for us. I'm saying if we going by the letter of the law.
Yeah, he should.
Remember, you could snatch the ball. You already had the ball. Then you extended the arm. That's all I'm saying.
It's your responsibility to blank all of the X's and out of the situation that the fans bring, anybody in the audience bring. They could tell you, yo, suck my dick, and you got to ignore that. You know what I mean? I'm being honest. As an athlete,
right.
What you sign away to. They could disrespect you in any way. Like, I find some of the videos cool. Like, there's a video of Devin Booker when the fan tells Devin Booker, like, something about, like, he sucks.
I've seen that. I love it.
He's talking shit to the fan, gets the bucket. Like, that. Those are cool videos, but in reality, those aren't allowed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Not even to talk to the crowd?
You shouldn't now you're feeding into it. So when it works in your benefit, you look great. But then when the crowd, like I said, when the crowd said, yo, D-Book, suck my dick, then you want you know what I mean? It's truth though. It has its pros and cons.
Coach Kyle, let's use the SMD because we ain't trying to get kicked off YouTube yet.
Sorry.
But
I that's the best way to express profanity is with that line right there.
Right.
No matter who you are, if you hear that, you're gonna take it personal.
Yeah, it's definitely a trigger. It's definitely a trigger. I agree to that. Hold on, Faye. Let me ask Coach a quick question, then you can go. Coach, right now, have you been watching the playoffs?
Not every game, but I've been involved. I catch the highlights. I catch.
All right. Do you hear what Devin Booker's doing?
Yeah, I witness it.
All right, let me ask you a question. Right now, me and Fabian were just talking about this. Right now, who are you taking in the playoffs? Jimmy Butler or Devin Booker?
So let me express why Devin Booker looks so good. He's not a go-to scorer right now. KD takes so much weight off of his shoulder that now he can get into his isolation game and look very efficient because you have a KD on the floor that stretches the defense, that doesn't allow the help to overcommit. I think, personally, I'm taking Jimmy Butler over a lot of players only because he's a two-way superstar. He's one of the very rare two-way superstars outside of Kawhi Leonard, outside of what used to be Paul George. There's not many two-way superstars. That word gets around a lot too, superstar.
Yeah, but let's not forget also in his heyday, Klay Thompson was a two-way guard.
And he used to be one of my favorite players to watch because he'll give you a bucket and then he'll try to lock you down and stop you from getting a bucket. That's one of my main expressions that I use for the kids too. You're going to give me 30 and let someone else score 30, then don't give me 30. Give me 15 and stop the other person from getting 15. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you can score 40 and then you let your opponent score 40. Y'all just canceled each other out.
Good point. Good point. Go ahead, Faye. What you got to ask the coach?
No, I think this the only thing I can't even push back because Jimmy Butler's resume is great. Like I think he's been doing this for years, and he is getting double teamed though. Like that, as much as they have Kevin Durant, they throw the double team at him and KD as soon as they cross half court. It's not the same thing as you by yourself. I don't think Miami their scheme is different. They don't have the one-on-one kind of game that Phoenix has right now. They share that ball. So by the time it gets to Jimmy Butler, for the most part, there's a lot of one-on-one from him as well in its own kind of way. If he was in Phoenix, do you see Phoenix having the same success if you trade Jimmy Butler for Devin Booker?
Hell yeah. I think so, Coach. Well, hold on, Coach. I'm going to say this. Well, I'm going to pick Jimmy Butler. And I said it earlier. Jimmy Butler don't have nobody else on his team that's giving him 30 plus.
I was just
probably not even 25 plus. Like Devin Booker has a super duper star next to him. Now that doesn't diminish what he's doing. Listen, man, right now he's and I said this the other day, and they laughed. He's getting himself up there. If he get through this series averaging 35 plus and they beat Denver, the number one team and probably, one or two as far as, or maybe three best, playing the league as far as Joker. But I'm taking Jimmy Butler because his help is Bam, Kevin Love, and Kyle Lowry. No disrespect to them. And a whole bunch of, role players that's doing great right now. Devin Booker got Kevin Durant. So, what Jimmy is doing, Coach, I agree that if you put Jimmy in Phoenix, I think they have the same success.
I don't like. It's hard to say that because I don't see Jimmy as an isolation player. I think that Eric Spoelstra just knows how to put players in their comfort zone. Like I don't see Jimmy taking 7 possessions back to back isolation. Like
Unless he's on fire.
Right, yeah. Right. Okay, I agree to that.
Right now, what I see is it's like pickup basketball with the Phoenix. And it's like, yo, my squad's going to beat your squad, and only 2 of our players are going to score all the points. Like, yeah. At a certain point, they take turns. It's like, yo, KD gets a bucket. Next possession down, Devin Booker's shooting. Next possession down, KD's shooting. Then Devin Booker's shooting, and Kevin Durant. It's just like, it's just pickup basketball to me.
But also, okay, yeah, you're right, Coach, because now I'm thinking, remember, Jimmy's not a threat from 3 like Devin Booker. So, yeah, it'll definitely be a whole different dynamic.
I don't mean to cut you off, but remember, Devin Booker only shoots wide open threes. He's not like jacking contested threes. He's still on that catch and rip that now you got to respect the rip. So once he catches, defense falls back a little bit, and then he just lets it go. Same idea for Jimmy. Like, they're the same in that department to me because Jimmy's making wide open threes, but he's not choosing to shoot them.
Right.
He's much more selective. That's what makes the argument tough for me because Devin Booker's on fire right now. So we're comparing the dude at his best we've ever seen compared to Jimmy Butler that's done this already, proven that he can do that, and done it again this year. And the only reason why he's not, maybe he's falling a little out of our memories because he injured his ankle. That's the only reason why we wouldn't say flat out Jimmy Butler. You know what I mean? So, all right, so let me ask you the reverse. If Devin Booker's on Miami, do we see a difference? Is it a lower tier? Does he take away from their schemes?
Great question.
Oh, he's definitely taking away.
Ooh, wow.
He's not hitting Gabe Vincent in rhythm. He's not hitting Tyler Herro in rhythm, Duncan Robinson in rhythm. If you notice, Phoenix never has no sharpshooters on their squad. They have a bunch of people that are ready to defend.
I mean, but Coach, yesterday, Shannon is a sharpshooter, but I get what you're saying because they was getting double team and KD them was kicking it out to him. I understand what you're saying. What you're saying.
Let me ask you guys a question, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys remember before the season started, we had a debate whether Jimmy Butler is a top 15 shooting guard? Do you guys remember that debate? And I
Yes.
so strong that he was not. Bro, I take that all back.
He
I,
I
retracted the
love it.
retraction.
I love it, Coach. Go ahead.
the fact that I put Paul George ahead of this man, like Jimmy could come and slap me and I'll accept it. I swear.
Yo, Coach, I've been saying for a couple months now, all balls retracted his retraction already. How is Jimmy Butler? I'm not saying he's first ballot, but because of his playoff performance, and he's pretty good in the regular season, how is he not a Hall of Famer?
Oh man, no, that's a stretch. That's a reach.
He's not a Hall of Famer.
No,
Damn.
no. Paul George ain't a Hall of Famer. Kawhi Leonard would only get in because of that shot that he hit.
That's a fact. Yeah, what Kawhi gonna get in because of the 2 rings and the 2 Finals MVPs,
He has
and
the
also
biggest winning
yeah.
shot in NBA history. A Game 7 to go to the finals and his shit bounced on the rim.
No, Coach, that was to go. No, that was to go to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Oh, that was to go to the Eastern. No, you sure?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Because
Remember
that was
they
against
played
Philly.
Yeah, second round.
With
Yeah.
Jimmy Butler there. And Jimmy Butler was there.
Yeah.
Shout out to Phoenix Play Z, bottom, doesn't know ball. I beg to differ of Phoenix Play Z. Who's a Hall of Famer? Jimmy Butler was saying, is Jimmy Butler a Hall of Famer? Paul George is 100% a Hall of Famer.
Paul
Hey,
George
Phoenix
is,
Play Z, explain yourself. Stop telling me like,
see,
Wait,
this is my problem. Hold on. This go
what
ahead, Coach. Go ahead.
what other qualifications for the Hall of Famer? Because there's
Yeah.
if these people are yes to Hall of Fame, then there must be a lot of motherfuckers that are left out.
well, you got Chris Webber on there. You got a bunch of people who are injured. I'll have Bill Walton is there because of his college career and a bunch of stuff as well. But his NBA career, it was short lived for the most part. There's no way. Like Jimmy Butler is to me at this point. How can he not be a Hall of Famer?
All right.
What?
Now I'm not saying again. First ballot means Jordan, Magic, and all these guys. He's not LeBron. He's not them. We know that right now. But let's say second, third year in, fourth, even if he has to wait 4 years, whatever it is, I want to see him in the Hall of Fame. You don't?
Well, it's not about that. I don't. It's just what accolades. What's his numbers gonna look like? Like I understand what you're doing, but remember, I think for his career average, he's averaging 18. What's your impact on basketball? So he still has some time. But now this how I look at it.
He won defensive player?
No.
Who?
No.
Jimmy never won a defensive player, right?
Defensive player of the year, no, but he's been all defense like 4 or 5 times, if I'm not mistaken.
I know that.
All right, let me ask you a question because we can this is a nice segue right into Knicks Heat. Now, see what I would try to do is let's say we talk about players like Ray Allen. Has Jimmy Butler had a better career and better numbers than than Reggie Miller?
No.
It's going to be tough now. Like I said, the next 3 to 5 years.
What's the biggest Butler hit in his career?
The biggest what?
Shot.
There's been a bunch.
Not one that like comes to mind. Like when you think about Ray Allen, you think about the Heat 3. When you think about Reggie Miller, you think about the Garden. When you think about like certain players, like I can name so many in the Hall of Fame. Like for example, when you think about Ben Wallace, you think about he wore a headband on his arm. Like you got to be memorized for something. Like,
but Coach Jimmy, Coach Jimmy Butler right now is making the case. I still think he can. I'm saying right now, no. But Coach, he's being memorized though. Coach, he's single-handedly knocking out teams. He knocked out Milwaukee, man. They was the best team in the East, Coach, and they had Giannis. Even though Giannis was hurt and missed a game or two, that's nobody expected that.
And real quick, Coach, Reggie Miller and Ray Allen were not doing that at 33 years old. They weren't. Jimmy Butler's doing this at 33.
Without Jimmy Butler, the Heat would be irrelevant right now. He has filled in. Remember, coming in after the big 3 left, that's a huge responsibility because the expectation is up here.
Great point.
I do commend him for that. I'm gonna be on. Like I think that the Hall of Fame is not judged on a scale of equality, more of favoritism in a way.
Yeah. I mean, I expect that. But Coach, let's get to this topic, man. We all Knicks fans up here. Please,
Oh
man.
man,
I need.
listen,
I know.
listen.
I'm scared.
Julius
I'm. No, I'm.
Randle needs to fucking yo. You know what kills me? He
Yeah,
just
coach.
manhandled. Excuse my language. Manhandled Evan Mobley. We all saw that video of them on the free throw line, and he pushed Evan Mobley with his freaking forearm. And now the Heat don't even have a power forward, and you shooting step back threes.
Yeah. Coach.
Make Bam guard you down low. This way, the lob threat is available for Mitchell Robinson. Let's get the pick and roll going. Let's get the driving kicks flow. Like I don't, honestly, man. Like I love Thibodeau and all, but his setup on offense is just like very bland.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't expect
It's.
anything different.
Listen. I'm very nervous. I'm very scared. Like this is a must win. Like when I say must, this is a must win. We lose this, we're done. We have to hit open shots. Remember, I don't know what's the injury report on Quickly. Is Quickly playing today? No, he
So
injured his
far,
leg.
his ankle.
He's out.
Oh, see, that's tough, man. That's
And
tough.
this is another thing too. Like Thibodeau is bad at keeping players in rhythm. If you
Very
notice,
bad. Yes.
he's
Terrible.
not good with that. Like, how do you let I'm gonna use my man Cam Thomas as example, even though he played for the Brooklyn Nets. My man had 3 straight 40-point games. Left out of the rotation rest of the season. How? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Shit like that is the same thing that happened to the rookie. What's his name on the Knicks?
Ooh.
Yeah, I mean not the rookie.
Grimes.
Not
Grimes.
Grimes.
Grimes. Same
Yeah.
idea. He caught a little rhythm, and then he slowly loses his way out of the rotation.
So let me ask y'all
Well,
a
no, he
question.
didn't. Hold on, real quick. He didn't lose his
Uh,
way out of the rotation. He was on fire, but he got hurt, and in the playoffs, and then they put Josh Hart in there to finish off Cleveland. So
Yeah.
it wasn't like he didn't just lose because he was on fire when Randall was gone at the end of March, end of the season, 50% from three. And again, going to your point, they lose rhythm because Randall makes them lose their rhythm.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm not bad all ball, but he knows I've been saying this ad nauseum. Randall, if he's in there, he's not on fire. It's tough because you're sacrificing the rotation on defense. He's not rotating to that last guy to hit that corner 3-pointer. He's gonna stand there in the paint and try to get his 10th rebound. So when he's in there, you want him to rebound, and you're sacrificing, let's say, putting Barrett in there, who can move a little better and will rotate. And even McBride and other guys, they're going 9-10 deep in Miami because of injuries. Thibodeau's not doing that. He's just not.
Let me ask y'all a question. I'm hearing a lot of people all day today saying, we should try to give Fournier some minutes. What is y'all thoughts on that?
I would like. I was questioning why the man isn't in the rotation the whole season.
The
He's
last
not.
time he put him in
Oh,
a game, he played a big game and hit some shots.
he's not that slow though. Like, I can understand if you can't defend nobody, but bro, you never had to question Evan Fournier's effort. And I
Yeah.
can't stand the fact that players that don't have their effort questioned don't play. It doesn't make sense to me. But then
I
again,
think,
you have to remember it's a business.
yeah, but my I'm gonna be honest. I thought about it all day, right? And I laughed just how Fabian laughed, right? But then now when I really think about it, we need somebody that's gonna come in and hit some shots. He's a shooter. Like I said, man, you never know. And this is where coaching comes in at. This is where adjustments come in at. And this is where Tom Thibodeau earns his money. A game like tonight.
Yep.
A game like tonight. You lose this game tonight, you liable to get fired.
Oh, if he loses tonight, like if they don't compete for the rest of the series, his job is gone.
Yeah,
And if
facts.
it's I'll be disappointed.
I would love it to be because he's not going to take him to the next level. But I don't think his job is done because they beat Cleveland the way we beat Cleveland the way that we did. And I laughed about the Fournier thing all ball, but I think you need to throw something out there. You need to like experiment the right way. Like it's not a foregone conclusion. And also, coach, I don't know if you realize Robinson and Hartenstein combined for 8 rebounds last game. What? That was supposed to be the number one strength of us going into this series, and they totally went against it. And Spoelstra outclassing Tom Thibodeau. Like I thought at minimum you would, recognize that. The rebounding that's heartbreaking for me.
I agree.
Listen, man. My brain has been all over the place, man. Pause. And I just kept questioning myself, saying, "Are we that bad, or Miami is that good?" Miami is not that good. Like when you look at that roster, Kevin Love and Kyle Lowry, I respect them. Champions, vets, all experienced, great players, but they should not even be able to be put on the floor.
You wanna know what it is, man? And I use this word all the time: leadership.
Mm.
When you got a good leader, you have to play your role. Gabe Vincent is happy to play his role of 15 minutes and doing what he has to do. Duncan Robinson is happy to play his role. Bam, on the Knicks, I don't see that. I see
That's a great point.
Hart. I see Josh Hart. I see Jalen Brunson. They happy to play their role. And then, like, everybody else is like, one night they seem happy, the next night they seem disengaged.
Yeah, because right now, Coach,
from Julius,
quickly, Hard, Obi, like offensively, they're literally giving us nothing. Like nothing.
And that comes from rhythm. Like, when have you ever seen, like, them go to Obi 4 plays in a row?
Right. Awful.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Awful. Good point, man. Good point.
I've seen them,
great point.
Player that they go to that many times in a row is 3 players: Julius Randle, RJ Barrett, or Jalen Brunson.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a great point.
And it's in that order. And usually Brunson and Randall are going back and forth. And Brunson has to pick his spots a little bit. Like when you see Booker in the half court, and again, this is what happens when you're that small. I would think you would know better than me. You got to put me on. When you're that small, you got to see that double team coming, pause way beforehand, and get that ball out of your hands, because you clearly can't throw it overhead. Clearly can't do a pocket pass.
That's what Julius Randle has struggled with his whole fucking career, and it eats me. It eats me. How do you not see the double team coming yet? Like, you have 9 seconds on the shot clock. Everybody in the building knows you're going to go to the left. How don't you see the double team coming from where?
Yeah, and Coach, look how many shot clock violations we get. Look how many times we shoot the ball with the shot clock wiring down.
So,
and Hart, Brunson, and Randall, Coach, they love jump passing. That shit is a disaster. Go ahead.
Count this for me tonight, okay?
Go ahead.
Count how many screens you count under 10 seconds in the shot clock.
Screens under 10 seconds. I got you.
Like off-ball screens, like even an exchange, because I consider nowadays an exchange a screen as well. Like if you in the corner all ball and you up top, Fabian, and I'm on the left wing and I run down to where all ball is and all ball runs up to where I am, sometimes that could be a screen.
A dribble handoff?
You'll run your man into me. No, like off ball, like Fabian, you have the ball.
Yeah.
Bro, 10 left, it's everybody looking at the ball. No.
Right. So how come? Why is Thibodeau stuck in the what I call a Bill Parcells football type of defense, and then on offense, you guys figure it out as long as we got offensive rebounding and just stretch the clock out? That's all he wants. There is no scheme whatsoever, and it's always been like that. Why is D'Antoni stuck on playing zero defense and Thibodeau stuck on playing zero offense? Why do they fall into this? Is it just their personality? You the coach.
I think it's definitely Tom Thibodeau's personality. Did you hear that story about Thibodeau, that he's one of the most dedicated people to the game of basketball?
I was just telling Allball that. I said, yo, when you listen to Doc Rivers and Tibbs post-conference,
misses out on family celebrations. He misses out. They said that he took like 2 days off his whole career.
Yeah, but Coach, I mean, that's all fine and dandy, but it doesn't look like it. I'm sorry. You're getting no production from your team, and you're not making no adjustments.
So my thing is, what are these coaches doing that are getting the most from their teams? What are they doing outside of coaching? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where's the
Yeah.
engagement? Because I mean, New York is probably a more of a difficult spot to do stuff like that. But still, what are you doing outside of basketball that's engaging the players to want to work together?
Right. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
What are do you have any examples of what other coaches do, like a Spoelstra, let's say? Is there something that he does outside of the
Like
normal basketball?
for example,
Sure, hold on.
Greg
Go ahead,
Popovich
coach.
had a mandatory monthly something planned. Every month we doing this, we doing something. Outside of like fuck basketball, we putting that to the side, and today we're gonna eat seafood. And then one time next month we're gonna go paintball. You know, like something. I'm not saying he did that exactly, but
Right.
something planned where for one day we're gonna be human beings.
Well, remember Phil Jackson, if I'm not mistaken, had the Chicago Bulls doing yoga together.
Yeah.
Or meditating. I thought it was something.
Yeah,
But
meditating. They were meditating.
All right, yeah, meditating. Right.
Wouldn't believe how much that shit helps be on the same page. When you learn a common interest of someone, you automatically have a deeper connection without realizing that your connection is deeper. You're more comfortable, you're more open, you're more understanding no matter what.
The one thing I gotta do say, what up, Turbo? The one thing I do have to say is, yo, the players respect the hell out of Tom Tibbs and Doc Rivers, no matter how we feel about them. Unlike Ty Lue, let's say, Ty Lue doesn't necessarily get that kind of respect that I see, and he's had more success than Thibodeau as a head coach. But I haven't seen the players ever outright disrespect Tom Thibodeau like that. They really flat out respect him.
Fabe, I don't know, and I'll let Turbo. I don't know if Ty Lue had more success than Thibodeau, because Thibodeau does have a ring. Remember, he was on the defense. He was the defense guy in Boston.
I'm just saying, anybody that's playing high level and he still gets slandered. Is my point anyway. Even with the ring, that still doesn't show. The players still look whatever. They still give him the whatever. They still don't respect him at times. And Thibodeau, they just don't speak like that about him like that. I haven't heard it.
I think, my bad, Turbo. I think it's just resume. Huh. I think it's resume, honestly. Thibodeau's resume is so crazy. It's like you can't even speak out. You feel uncomfortable speaking out to a person on that level.
Yeah. Turbo, your thoughts?
Like everybody has made some great points. Like every time if you talk to Tracy McGrady, whether it's Allen Houston, Charlie Boyd, they always had high regards for Tom Thibodeau, even when he was an assistant in '98. So yeah, but if you've been in this game so long, you gotta learn how to adapt.
Yep.
Period. Point blank. You gotta know how to adapt. That's why even though he retired, you've seen Coach K. He had to change the way how he recruit. He had no choice but to start getting one and dones.
Yeah,
that's just the way the transition was going. And I think his experience of coaching USA basketball helped raise his stocks up too.
Yeah, so, good point. Yeah, but
we gotta learn how to adapt.
Yeah, this is why your guy can't get a coaching job, and he left because he knew he couldn't do it no more. Stan Van Gundy.
Yep. Great point.
Yeah, and Tom Thibodeau was starting to go down that road where it's like you're not making the game easier for your team. Like our Knicks got to play hard for 48 minutes just to compete, to be in the game, let alone win the game. So I don't know what Tibbs is going to do, whether it's bringing some coaches or, like you said, Turbo, change the mindset. But right now, you're in a position to go to the Eastern Conference Finals, and you're laying the egg. But I'm sorry.
But then you got to also remember he lost two good assistant coaches in his last year. That hurt too. He lost Mike Woodson and Cameron Payne, who people respect in the basketball world.
And to tag along to what Turbo said, man, Mike Woodson is a hell of a coach.
Yes.
Atlanta was like 20-win team. They got Mike Woodson. They went to the playoffs like 3 years.
Every year they was always in the playoffs.
not making a deep run, but they were still making it. You know what I mean?
We
And
always had him competitive.
over as the head coach here after being an assistant. I forgot who got fired. I think
Mike D'Antoni.
Yeah,
And he took over. Yeah,
brought them to the playoffs still.
Yeah.
And he's killing it. And I think he's in Indiana right now.
Yeah. Got them to the Sweet 16 this year.
They hooping right now.
Yeah.
So
That's right.
I do agree with you, Turbo. That's a great point. An assistant coach is very valuable. And this is where it comes down to team chemistry because the assistant coach is really in charge of that.
Got you.
I think Phil Handy on the Knicks? I think he's the guy.
Phil Handy is what
in the Lakers. Johnny Bryant, I think it is then.
I think so. Yeah,
Bryant. That's the guy you see Carmen Randall down that RJ Barrett always goes to. IQ credits him with everything in the world for working out in the off season. But I still have yet to see anybody really. I don't care what assistant coach it was. What's up, Z?
What up, y'all?
I haven't seen any one of these assistant coaches really help. Even the last couple of years, it's still Thibodeau. He's forced to make a rotation happen because Randall is hurt, as opposed to this is what I have to do because the team is playing way more energized like this, and the ball's moving like a hotcake when this lineup is in there. He ain't doing that. I don't care who the assistant coach is.
Well, listen, man, before we go to this last topic, I just want to get everybody's opinion. I don't care who goes first. What do the Knicks have to do to win tonight's game?
They got to make shots, and I do believe that they do need to give Aaron Fournier a chance.
Yeah, we were just up here talking about that.
I think they got, because he's the only one that can really shoot. Okay, he can't play defense, but you need to score. You got to score some offense in the playoffs. You got to score some offense. You see look at the difference with Phoenix when he started playing Landry Field, and he said it. I was trying to bring more guys, more defensive oriented, but he was like, nah, I got to bring Terrence Ross and those guys. And I said this, and I told my uncle, he laughed at me. I'm like, yo, Phoenix is even to Denver. Denver's been, because if you can, like you said, Allball, if you can get one guy that can give you 10 points or 14 points, that will help.
Hold on, Turbo. Hold on. Hey, Fabian, put that back, that last comment. What's his name up there? That was a great point.
Which one?
And I'll let Zach go next. Phoenix something? That's a great point. He said Miami is talented. They got the same core that was the number 1 seed last year.
Yeah.
Great point.
Yep.
Great point. Hey, Zach.
Yes, sir.
And then I'll let Coach go. Zach, how you feeling today?
I'm good, man. Had to jump on with you guys real quick, man.
Yes,
how's everybody?
Yes. Everybody all right. Zach,
I'm gonna
quick
take
question.
a different angle.
Okay.
I think we know what Jimmy Butler's been. So he's notorious, especially in Miami, getting off to these fast starts. I think even if your shooting is struggling early on while you're trying to get your legs, find the rim, you can't allow him to get that kind of rhythm going early. Because it seems like from what I've seen this playoff, especially at home, when he gets that kind of rhythm going, it's lights out for the Heat. Everybody else starts making shots. Duncan Robinson now can move off the ball. Gabe Vincent, like all of them start hitting shots. So if I'm the Knicks, do not allow Jimmy Butler to get off early and kind of settle into your offense a little bit quicker. In my opinion, I thought they shot a little too many threes in that first half when it was obvious Quigley was the only one making shots. So see how the shots are going as far as the threes, but stop Jimmy Butler early and make him think about it. It can't be that easy of him getting in that kind of rhythm.
Coach.
I agree with Z 100%. Bro, I wanna say this. We should focus all of our attention to knocking Jimmy out of rhythm. That's it. Like they have one main scorer. It's either this. You let Jimmy go for 50 and hope that everybody else misses, or you slow Jimmy down the best that you possibly can and force everybody else to hit shots. So it's either or. As far as offense goes, I don't see it happening. I don't see a change happening because Tibbs is one-dimensional.
Very.
Yeah. Well, I don't
mean to continue. I have one more thought. I haven't seen RJ Barrett get one handoff on the left side of the court. Like one dribble handoff to a lefty, coming off of that dribble handoff, going to the middle. I haven't seen that one time.
Yeah. Well, I'm agree with what Zach, what all y'all said, but Zach is correct. You got to find a way to not let Jimmy Butler get in rhythm. We got to throw some bodies at him. He got to see some different looks. You got Hart, you got Barrett, like I
McBride.
said, you got McBride, you got Grimes. And listen, man, you might have to throw the kitchen sink at him. H. Sims, come in here and give us 5 fouls, man.
He's hurt
Run
now. He's
around.
out.
All right, he's out. Now you see we reaching. That's what I'm saying, man. Like, but Zach is right. You can't let Jimmy get in rhythm, because if Miami go up, even if they go up 6-0, and depending on the fashion, the game will be over. If they come out and hit 2 big threes and the crowd is going crazy. So yeah, Zach, I agree with what you said. We cannot let Jimmy Butler get in rhythm at all.
And because I thought you guys, and I know y'all probably talked this to death, I didn't have a problem big picture with some of y'all looks. I just think the weather that storm, if the ball's not going in, he can't just be out there doing whatever he want to do, bro. Like, he was just doing whatever he wants to do. And it seems like the rest of their team, they feed off of that.
Hold on, Zach, while I got you up here, you and Turbo, hold on, because we don't answer it. They just showed the replay. I want to ask y'all. I'm sorry, Fabian. Let me just ask them real quick.
No.
The letter of the law, should Joker be suspended?
Absolutely, and I'm a Joker guy. You can't shove a fan like that. I mean, we found out it was the owner in the midst of it, but letter of law, yeah, you can't do that. You can't do it.
Look at the breaks these teams is getting. Go ahead, Turbo. Your thoughts?
I totally agree, because you gotta be fair, because if you don't suspend him, then all the woodwork of all the people are gonna be like, wait a minute, hold on. We got suspended for this, and he doesn't get suspended for that. So you're gonna open up a can of worms.
But this is why I've always, with those kind of quick calls and tough calls, I like the perspective and the context. And I'm not saying this because, again, I'm a Jokic guy, but the whole thing was really out of control from the owner holding the ball. The other guy shoved him. But I would have liked in the past, when the Steve Nash, Robert Horry hip check suspension, that they would have used a little common sense, and it wasn't like Amari and those guys came barn rushing on the court to fight. They only took 2 steps off. So, I mean, I get what you're saying, all ball by the letter of law, but I think they used a little common sense and looked at the whole situation and probably told that owner, don't be touching the basketball, give the ball back to the refs, and keep it moving.
Well, to me, it's not far-fetched that the owner did that on purpose to get a rise out of Joker, to see if he can get him to get suspended. I really think that can happen.
Yo, he flopped.
I think that's when he tried to get him suspended, when he flopped. I think initially, this is why you need to leave the ball alone and give it back. I think initially I got the ball or whatever, and then it went from A to Z real quick.
Exactly. On one court, are you touching somebody's basketball and holding that? I don't care what playground you're in. You don't touch somebody's basketball. If you are headlocking somebody's ball, you might get beat down. He's lucky that Joker didn't kick him through the third row. What are you talking about, Allball? Stop it.
No.
He should have Undertaker chokeslammed him.
No, listen, I agree with all y'all. You know, with us, I just asked the question because, like I said, you know how. Listen, the NBA can be slick.
Oh, you seeing it now? They determined that he deliberately shoved him. They're saying that he deliberately did it.
See, but what I'm saying is, you have to be smart, like Zach said. If you watch the whole thing, sometimes things happen, and it's like, oh, I'm the owner, I got the ball, let me hold it, because if I can get a rise out of Joker, he do something, we can get him suspended. So
he used to play for Tom Izzo.
It's just a coincidence. Yes. It's just a coincidence that it happened like that. So I agree with y'all, but I'm just saying, if we going by the letter of the law,
suspension,
it's going to be tricky. That's all I'm saying.
No, suspend that owner.
I have to go in a moment, but I just want to leave on the last thought on this topic. What business does Joker have going into the audience to get the ball?
His man wasn't his guy went there. The
Phoenix
guy fell in there first.
I get what Coach is saying. Really, none to answer the question. But it looked like what he was trying to do, Coach, is, in the NBA, get that ball and go quick. But it looked like he was also being probably irritant as well. you know, we're not gonna sit here and act like Jokic don't have a mean streak either.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, he always almost ended Markieff Morris's career. Now I don't fault him for that because Markieff Morris pushed him and wanted smoke. Sometimes you got to be careful with what you ask for, but we're not gonna act like Jokic don't have a history of putting his hands on people.
Right. My thing
That's true.
if they winning in that game, is he going in the stands? No, he's probably just waiting it out. And so each his own, you know.
He's frustrated. He's aggravated. Now, like I said, as they replaying it, I get what you're saying.
He's trying to pull it back, and it backfired.
I gotta agree now. I think I gotta. From what Zach just said, I forgot Joker is a little crazy, bro. He does do some wicked. He has some wicked business in his history. And if we're gonna go to Draymond, stomping somebody, doing a crip walk, stomp on somebody, yo, Joker, you gotta get that. You gotta feel that heat, man.
Because one thing about Jokic, look at the play again. If you look at it real quick, he doesn't know who pushes him. He just know he felt like he got touched. And in his mind, I got touched. I'm shoving everybody. Like you can just tell he has no control over that. So he shouldn't even, to Coach's point, you shouldn't be by the crowd at all if you can't control yourself.
Yo, Zach, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna lie. It looked like to me that he knew exactly who it was, man. He could get the fuck out of here, bro. Like, I loved it. I loved it.
Look at it. You can tell he's not even looking. That's what
he
makes
ain't
it
even
crazy.
paying him
He
no
ain't even
mind.
looking.
Yeah.
He's like, whoever touched me is getting shoved.
That's
how he moves.
Hey, Coach, I know you got to go, man. I'll hit you up later. Appreciate you, Coach, for taking at the time, but I'm glad you feel better, brother.
Yeah, man.
Yes, sir.
That's Coach from the Brooklyn Basketball Academy. Everybody's got to check that out. Coach is doing some very big things out here.
Hey, listen, Zach, whenever you come to New York, man, like I said, man, got to take you down there, brother. Brooklyn Basketball Academy. They doing some big things down there.
No, I want to, man. As funny as it is, I've been up and down the East Coast, but besides flying in, I've never been to NY.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Wow.
I've been to Boston, Philly, B-more, but I'm DC, but I've never been to NY.
Well, like I said, man, we lay the red carpet out for you, man. You come out here, we got you, man.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. Yes,
sir. Take you to a Dykeman game, take you to Brooklyn. We rock with Coach. They actually turned a glass warehouse into a gym.
That's dope. That's dope.
And they got I think it's from 2nd or 3rd grade all the way up to 10th grade.
Man, that's crazy.
Salute.
That's crazy.
Salute.
So he's not getting suspended, so we clear.
I don't know yet.
Don't know yet. They just talking about it. They got Woj and all of them, but you know, it's tricky because once again, you know, it's like, yo, right? That you know what that would do for this series? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, it will open up a Dora's Cannon's box. Because then it's like, okay, if he suspended him, then you're giving Phoenix an edge to win the series because they didn't have their best player. So
I think they're going to probably let it go, Turbo, because the owner was on some shenanigans, man. Like, it's like, okay, are you going to suspend the owner or fine the owner if
I think they should
Jokic?
just get this. If you ask me, they both should just get fined and just move on. In my opinion.
I know. I don't think nothing should happen to Joker. I think the owner should get fined because, as you see, they had a guy that reached over like the security and like kind of lightly pushed Joker. They took him out the game.
Right, exactly. That's
right
out
the state. Right.
Yeah, it's a tricky situation.
Yeah, and you know, I see Zach. And before we get to the Lakers Golden State, this is what the NBA and the refs have to understand. It's playoff basketball. Tension is going to be high. Things like this is going to happen as long as it don't get out of control and y'all control it.
Yeah.
But you can't let come on, you could tell, like I said, it's just a coincidence. I'm telling you that owner went,
here's the opportunity. Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
And Joker took the bait.
Yep.
So let's see what happens. I hope he doesn't get suspended because I like teams to go at each other with their full roster. So let's pray and hope he don't get suspended.
Let me tell you something. That owner with that Ric Flair flop, nah, that was immaculate. That was immaculate. If he gets him suspended, the whole.
You know what's funny? I'm sorry to cut you off. When he got the ball, he's super tough, right? As soon as he falls, now they like this. No, but you just was Hulk Hogan. Now you what is? Get out of here! That's it, yeah.
The whole crowd went,
With Isaiah Thomas sitting next to him. How perfect is that?
Isaiah like this, man. I ain't got nothing to do with this.
I'm on.
That was Isaiah?
Yeah, that was Isaiah.
That's
They
crazy.
all over Isaiah. Isaiah is like ducking because he don't want to get hit. He in the promotion. It's like, yo, y'all, come on, man. Y'all got to know who's sitting there. But, you know, like I said, man, it's tough at those games, man, with the fans and the security. And, you know, you can't get everything. But, hey, man, I just hope you don't get suspended. We'll see. We'll see.
And shout out to Cam. Shout out to Cam and Mace. They on fire with their show. And Cam was in that crowd going crazy, showing love to KD.
Yes.
KD
Love
went
it.
right to him after the game and gave him a dap. So, you know, that was, I would think he's inspired. I mean, come on, Cam was big time. So I think that was a big moment for just in general. Like, to have Cam on the sidelines.
Hell
What
yeah.
up, New York? What up, Harlem? What we doing?
Yeah,
We in the building.
Yeah.
Speaking of the building, are the Lakers
Yo,
back
I'm
in
on
control,
live.
guys?
I'll call you right back.
Sure, Turbo.
Are the Lakers in control?
Are the Lakers back in control, Zach? What are you seeing?
mean, it depends on how you choose to slice it. I talked about it on my new episode today. They have the formula. The question is, if AD is due to not do anything if we follow the pattern, and then LeBron has what, one spurt a game now in him? So if we follow the pattern, I'm gonna say no. They don't have control. And to be honest with you,
Zach ain't letting that shit go.
Nah, the way he
man.
played Anthony Davis was crazy. Well, he's due to not do nothing today.
He's due. Because it's so frustrating because his defense, people keep talking about him scoring. The defense he played in that game was crazy. Bro. Like,
yes,
crazy.
Yes.
All over the place. And I compared it, the Lakers formula to the Baltimore Ravens Super Bowl team. I said LeBron James is Trent Dilfer. Older guys. Trent Dilfer only had to make a couple throws. LeBron just got to make a couple plays. And AD is Ray Lewis and the rest of that defense. You could say Vanderbilt is Ed Reed, and then pick who you want to be the running back. Is it D-Lo?
Yo, this is mad disrespectful. You called LeBron Trent Dilfer and his 30. Oh my God.
Zach cold-blooded. Hey, Zach, I love it. That's right. Stand on it, Zach.
At this stage of his career, think about it. He's like an older quarterback that their team relies heavily on running the ball.
He's managing the game.
He's managing the games because after the third quarter, think about it. When's the last time you seen LeBron with an ice pack on his neck? Because he was so tired after that third quarter burst. They needed it though. I'm not trying. I'm just calling it like I see it, man.
Nah.
I think he's the old quarterback with the defensive team.
That's hilarious.
Let me say this before I forget. No, let me say this before I forget my point. Right?
Just saying, man.
Are they in control, Zach? You know, I love all your takes, and I agree with you most of the time. But this time, I'm gonna have to disagree with you.
Yo, you disagree with the Trent Dilfer comparison? Which one?
No. That was spot on. I love that. I have no problem. That was crazy. With that. But this is my reason why I think LA is in control by default, Zach. I'm gonna say that.
Okay.
Because Jordan Poole is not the $140 million man from last year thus far.
God, he looks bad.
Draymond Green, listen, the 2, the 4, the 6 points and all that. Kevon Looney is on the island by himself. How long are you gonna allow that man to get beat up? And to me, that's the recipe. So that's why I say by default. Now, the Lakers, if you could get D'Lo and let's just say Hachimura, Schroeder to play well, then Golden State is in real trouble. The thing is, I'm not sure Russell can play like that again. Come out strong like that in the first quarter, which takes a lot of pressure off of Anthony Davis and LeBron James. Now, you know, but yes, I think the Lakers are in control by default because of the bad play that Golden State is getting by Poole and Draymond Green. And also, how long are you going to allow for Kevon Looney, man, to just be down there by himself banging? Pause, man. It's tough. So, by default, yes, the Lakers are in control.
I respect it, Allball. I respect it. I'm
Dom and Flea in the building. Dom and Flea, what's going on, fellas?
Not much. Just was able to get on during lunch.
Come on, Dom. So let's hear it, Dom. The Lakers
Hold on,
back in control of the series.
Nobody pissed Dom off yet. We gotta talk about the Warriors fans. That's way too calm, Dom. I'm just nothing much. I'm just eating some
last
lunch.
night he was
He was on
going
fire
in.
last night.
He was going in last night.
Oh man, was I actually? That was pretty mild. I feel like
I loved it. Yeah, it was mild. That was mild Dom drop with Turbo. I can't wait for you to see full fledged. When his fans start going in.
I heard the full fledged. I know.
So
My bad,
come
Dom.
on, hey, Dom, you being too cool. Come on, what's going on? Lakers, Warriors. Who got the control of the series?
Well, I'd say the Lakers have control because they're winning, but it really comes down to this game tonight, man. I mean, if the Warriors win, I think they have control. And if the Lakers win, they have control. Because 2-2, 3-game series with 2 games at home. Got to say the Warriors have control after this game, also winning the last game that they play, which would be tonight. But if the Lakers win, I mean, 3-1, don't even have to argue about that. We know who's in control.
Yeah. Turbo?
Totally agree with what Don said. It all depends. Now the pressure is on the Warriors now to tie their series. That's it. If they don't win this game, then it's over for sure. But
I'm not gonna say that. Go ahead though.
I picked the Lakers to win this series, so it is what it is. It is what it is. So, and I also I'm gotta stick with my pick. I picked Phoenix to go to the finals. I'm not gonna run from that. So,
Hey, Zach, let me ask you a question. What adjustments does Golden State have to make? Should they put Looney back in the starting lineup and put Green back on the bench?
I mean,
this
is so funny, man. Because
hold on, Zach. Or just another question you can answer. Or should they think about bringing Draymond Green off the bench?
I don't even think that's the issue. This is why I can't say the Lakers are not in control. AD is not fooling me anymore. He has to just put back-to-back games together because it literally was Darvin Ham looking like a genius because he has the perfect guy to play drop coverage. AD is so active, the length, where he can still get back to shooters, still hold down the paint, make those pocket passes tough. I think the only thing Golden State needs to do is somehow get AD involved in more action where he can't be the weak side help guy. That's number one. And Steph has to live in the mid-range because you're not going to be able to get all the way to the basket. I went back and looked at it. He's beating the first guy a lot of times because how they're guarding him. So either mix in your three because that's your calling card, but I think he's better served to hit some of those elbow and extended jump shots because they're right there for the taking. They're basically giving the greatest shooter of all time. And then somehow, I don't know what the conversation you got to have with Poole because now it's mentally with Poole. You just watch him like he's just doing things way, way out of character. But those would be my 2 adjustments. And hopefully AD is off. That's really all you can say because AD, if he's going to play like that on defense, bro, because the offense wasn't that crazy to me like that. They got more fouls, and I know it's a big conspiracy in Warriors land. You guys shoot a lot of jump shots. You're not going to get fouls in the playoffs shooting all jump shots. The Lakers are going to the basket and making the ref call. Now, with some of them maybe questionable possibly, but a lot of them were fouls because they were more aggressive. So that would be my answer to that, Allball.
Let me ask, should they play Kuminga?
I think that ship then sailed this season. Nothing about his body language, nothing about how he's engaged. Unless you just throw it out there and he just has a birthday, as me and my friend likes to say that day. Nothing about him gives me any confidence for this season. His confidence is shot, just like almost like how Poole is right now. And then they're not doing things like Poole. I don't know. And correct me if I'm wrong, Dime. Maybe this is just too old school for today's player. If your shot's not going, all the training you do, because his trainer loves defending him on Twitter. All the training y'all do, he don't have a move that you can take the basket just to get fouled. Maybe a free throw, maybe get to a layup, ball coming in, or we don't just keep playing the same game. I just don't understand it. I don't get it.
I think that's the only way he knows how to play. To be honest, maybe.
Listen, but But these are the reasons why, Zach, Golden State's in a little bit of trouble. Like I
No, they're in
said,
a lot of trouble. If I could trust
okay.
AD, I would agree with you. I just don't trust AD. Now, if he comes out 2 games in a row, then okay, maybe AD has me back on the bandwagon. But the Lakers literally, we've been saying this all year, it's a broken record at this point. Their success begins and ends with AD. I just don't trust it. But what I saw from the Warriors last game, I don't really trust them either. And it shows why they were up and down all season in a terrible road team. That game was an example of some of their road games this year, that last game.
Hey, man, listen. We got to get out of here, right, Fade?
Definitely.
But hold on.
Definitely.
Before we get out of here, Fade, can I ask them? Huh?
How long have you guys been on?
Now, yo, if you want to listen, Dom, you in here now. Stop playing, Dom. Dom, you an administrator.
Hey, Faith, should I ask them the question I asked earlier? The who's better in the playoffs right now?
Uh-oh.
No, I would love to hear this from y'all
said
before we get out of
You
here.
said between Butler.
Look, hold on, Turbo. Look, Dom, he said he's trying to get out of here, right? That's a lie. Go ask that question and see what happens.
No. Everybody got a minute. No, we got to go. But hold on.
All right.
You say, oh,
Nah, you good.
Who's better right now, Jimmy Butler or Devin Booker?
I'll see you later.
I'm gonna go with Jimmy Butler just because he doesn't have another guy that can drop 30 every single night to lean on. That's all that, but it's give or take with those two this season. I would say though, because of this season and last, I would go with Jimmy Butler, but you can argue Devin Booker's been the best player in the playoffs, and I have no problems with that.
Yeah, shooting
I'm
over.
gonna go Butler though by a little bit.
Yeah, I gotta go with Butler too. I gotta go with Butler. That's what he's doing is just like wow, like, and like you said, for him to come to Miami after the big 3, you know that. I mean, that's big shoes to fill, and he has definitely, pass and succeed expectations with the Miami Heat, because people thought that Miami was done. Like, oh, they're not going to win another championship. They may not be in the playoffs, because that it's always that every team that LeBron leaves, they go downhill and they never recover. And Miami is a different animal. So,
but this playoffs though, Turbo, it's Devin Booker, man. I'm gonna do a video, quick little some content later. But I was doing some digging. He's the first player since Michael Jordan in '92 to average 35 points a game in the playoffs. And he's doing it on 71% true shooting.
That's crazy.
And over 50-some percent from 3. I looked it up again. To Dom's point,
it's a tough one.
It does help. But he's playing defense too, Booker. He's playing D on the other end. But it's amazing because it's almost like you got 2 highly qualified 2s making one great player in Phoenix. That's literally what's going on right now. 2 highly qualified 2s making one great player. Because I think Kobe and Shaq in their last 3-peat run, they're the only teammates to even come close for the percentage of points that KD and Devin Booker is putting up right now, and they went all the way to the finals. Devin Booker and them are responsible for almost 60% of the Suns' offense. Kobe and Shaq was like 56%. I think Devin Booker, they're on almost 58 if you round it off, 58%. So, but Devin Booker's numbers are historic right now, and the shooting percentage is out of this world on tough shots. 71% from a guard, true shooting? That's insane.
Ask them who the first person I mentioned when I saw Devin Booker hit that last, when he got double team, he hit the 3. I said, "Damn, this is Michael Jordan shit." I didn't look at no numbers, no nothing. He just looked that unstoppable. Yeah, the last 2 series, really.
I'm gonna give Booker some credit. He has redeemed himself after last year getting, embarrassed by the Mavericks, and he caught the heat. He caught the heat this summer. He caught the heat, and he bounced
Stepped it up.
Playoffs like revenges.
It's funny how people look at it, because I look at it different. I don't think he had to redeem himself. I just think.
No, I didn't mean like.
No. I know what you meant. I'm just saying a different way of looking at it. It just showed what he really is and what he isn't. And when your running mate is a Chris Paul that's 4 years past his prime, and you going against Luka Doncic, you was going to get exposed. It is what it is. Now you got KD over there giving you some aid. It looks a lot different. And now you got to go back to Denver. And Denver, them, as they say with them nuts, Paul's a little tight now because they bench did not travel. Murray and Jokic played well, but nobody else played well. And I guess that's par for the course because the Suns leaned on Landry Shamet. They needed all his baskets. So we'll see going forward, fellas.
Yo, tonight, Zach, you and Flea, what time?
7.
No, for y'all, it's 8 o'clock.
Okay,
yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, it's 7 now. Yeah.
Definitely be tapping in for sure.
Hold on,
we
I got
live?
a bone before we get out. I got a bone to pick with you, old boy. You know I love it to death, and you know where I'm going with this. You pick
I don't know where you're going.
You pick NWA over Wu-Tang, bro?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
He don't know who you are.
Hell. You are high as hell. You from New York or you from California? You can't be from New York picking that.
Listen, NWA has Dr. Dre. Enough said. I'm sorry.
That's
your argument.
Yeah, that's crazy.
What are you talking about? Yeah,
that's crazy being that with a Wu-Tang of sports talk, and you pick NWA. Sure,
okay.
No, that's West Coast.
Wow.
Listen, I'm a big NWA fan. I'm a big Wu-Tang fan, but
me too. They in my
hold on. When it comes to NWA, they are. You gotta remember they was ahead of their time. So of course, people gonna say Wu-Tang, but then when you do the history of NWA, Dr. Dre, what Ice Cube has done, MC Ren writing all that, and let's not forget Eazy-E. Listen, man.
No, the game changes. The game changes.
That's all up.
Eazy-E is the blueprint to Jay-Z, Suge, Dre, everybody. Eazy-E is that blueprint.
Oh no, that's
he is. He's not talked about enough, as a matter of fact.
It's a toss-up, but I mean, both of those groups are in my for Rushmore of all time. I think both groups are game changers. I mean, to have 9 dope MCs come out of one camp, that's hard.
That's crazy.
It's hard to get two. It's hard to get two.
But
that's all I'm saying, though. It was a tough question, though. But
no. But see that question before we get out of it, it can be tricky because now we can go, okay, maybe Wu-Tang Clan's impact may be bigger, but then when you go music, like I said, besides the Purple Tape and some of Ghostface stuff, and then the Wu-Tang albums, everything else is a dud.
Besides, are you serious right now? I think you have it flip-flop. Culturally and impact is NWA, no question.
Yeah.
Music-wise, it's Wu-Tang.
Yeah.
I can't believe we even having this debate. Jizza was just in Chicago. Jizza's first album, Ghostface first
classic
2 albums, Raekwon's first album, the double CD, the first CD, like Inspector Deck got some stuff in that. Jizza's second album. What are we talking about right now? Culturally, I agree with you. NWA, culturally, and the impact, and Dre creating the sound.
Yeah.
Game changer. You could argue even RZA created a sound. I don't want to go down a rabbit hole. I know y'all want to get out of here, but I think culturally is NWA. Musically, besides, and Dre, let's be honest, we're talking about NWA's music, not Dre's career. We talking about NWA's music.
Yeah, I got it.
Music-wise, it's Wu-Tang all day, unless you just like NWA.
Yeah,
the music is too much.
Yeah, I think NWA impact-wise, nah, that's a different. They open the door for everything. Like Luke Skywalker in Florida is not going to get his prop. NWA changed music. That's a fact. That's the difference. Yeah, there's nobody in their lane.
Man, Luke is the reason.
I forgot about Meth.
Luke is the reason you could talk explicit and talk crazy in music.
Right.
Yeah. Like
they
fought for that. Yeah.
They're not gonna get their props.
They all did it around the same time.
Shout out to Nick Pillow in the building. He votes Wu-Tang all day.
Music one day, man.
We are.
Listen. Hey,
we got to talk
listen. We have to do that because me and Dom got one thing in common. Y'all know who my goat is, the God, man, Rakim, man. That's Dom guy.
Yeah.
Mine?
I ain't mad at it either.
I ain't mad at it
every
either.
time Rakim come to Chicago, I see Rakim.
Good question. Like I said,
if you don't like Rakim, I had something one time and you like, yo, I like Rakim.
Of course. But my goat is obviously West Coast people.
No, I know, but I'm not saying that's your goat. I'm just saying we have something in common. You like Rakim as
course.
well.
He bailed out on your ass.
I love that Tatum goal.
Yeah,
when
that
he-
was crazy. Look, he's left me out hanging. Right? You see that now? What you talking about?
Oh, that album was a
He gave you the
hold on,
Ben Simmons layup.
All right, real quick before we get out of here, because I like what Zach said. We need to do that. Everybody give their goat. Mine's Rakim. What's yours, Turbo?
Oh, it's Big Daddy King. I'm a king.
Good, Zach. Your goat, Zach.
King.
I don't really have one when it comes to music, but probably Nas if you put a gun to my head. Music is different to pick a goat.
Got you, Don.
Yeah,
yours.
it is.
Pac is mine. This is West Coast guy, so that's gonna
Got
get.
you.
Even though he's not really West Coast.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Pac
I'm
is
saying
really
Philly.
from the East Coast, but
Yeah, Pac is the GOAT.
We
Pac is
transferred.
definitely
We accepted. We accepted with open arms.
Of
Hey,
course.
listen.
He
Hold
started
on,
a whole
y'all.
fucking war.
Hold on. Let me say this before we get out of here. If y'all get a chance, turn on ESPN real quick. Richard Jefferson, y'all know he never has his shirt buttoned up, right?
Oh,
He
God.
has on, hold on, he has on shoes, but instead of dress socks, he has on like stockings. And he look. I don't know how to change the thing. Look.
I don't even see it. ESPN?
There it is.
Yeah. Yo, man, and they listen, he got his feet up on the desk and they laughing at him.
Oh,
Like, yo, man, this dude, man. Look. I don't know if y'all can see it.
Oh,
Yeah.
But you see, look.
corny.
With no look. Bro.
He from Arizona, man.
Oh,
Corny, man.
Look at Nick
Hey,
Pillow.
man.
Yeah. Hey, listen, man, we gotta do this homework for this Knicks tonight. Everybody check out Flea, man, with my guy Zach on there. We definitely gonna be tuned in, man. Appreciate
Yes, sir.
y'all. Fabe, take us home, brother.
All ball with Uncle Ice tonight, 6 p.m. Flea. We live Flea special guest tonight. The Zach from the Z Show, 8 p.m. Let's thank Flea. Let's thank everybody. Mel in the building. First time I seen him on here. Nick Pillow,
Rockstar,
big
man.
time.
Nick Pillow, yes sir.
Look,
I haven't
Nick
seen
Pillow,
Rockstar
come
Mel.
on, man. Hey,
Nick
when we
Pillow's
do
that
the
dude.
Nick Pillow,
Big
I gotta
Pillow.
do the
My
pillow,
bad.
man.
My
Come
bad,
on.
Nick Pillow.
Yeah.
He did have a quick question. In this book run, the second best shooting guard run in playoffs in terms of performance last 20 years. Best player. Forget about D Wade, my brother. D Wade was that
Right.
deal 20 years ago.
If he does this and gets to the finals, then you got something going. Let's just wait. The series is not over.
Right. So shout out to you, Nick Pillow, for all this. And tomorrow's Knicks Talk Tuesdays, 12 o'clock, 12 p.m.
Big shout out Coach Kyle, man, for pulling up. Big shout out Brooklyn Academy, man, doing big things down there.
Coach Kyle in the building.
yes, sir.
Appreciate y'all. We got a new group chat there on Instagram. So if I send you some links, just post it. Just tap in. Do what we do.
sir.
Do what we say. Tomorrow, 12 p.m. AllBallTV live. You already know, baby.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for
Hey,
tuning
Don,
in.
man, listen, Don, you going live tonight after the game?
Yeah, Laker game. I'll be live after the game. I went live last night, by the way. If you guys got to check that out, and also
Listen, I got to be to work for the morning. I was in your chat 3-something in the morning.
Yeah, I saw it.
that was you.
Yeah.
That was
It
fine.
say
You said all ball. You said all
Dom,
ball.
it say All-Ball TV, Dom.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
Fabian
but
runs all these accounts, so I can't even tell. And he's the one that's always up late, usually.
Right, yeah. So tonight, let me know. I'm gonna be in the chat. If you need some help, I'm in the building.
All right, there we go. This was Nick Pillow. No, by the way, this book, I have a problem with this question, but we're gonna leave it another day because my man,
Hey, listen,
he
Dom
gets
wants some smoke today.
catches so many strays. 24 catches, so many strays. We got.
Oh, right, Kobe.
Yeah.
No, just throw it in. All right.
Hey, Fabe, look, Dom got time today. He said, how long y'all? Hold on, he said, how long y'all been on? Like, y'all ain't going nowhere.
You can stay on if you want, Diamond Host. We just got to prepare. All ball, Uncle Ice, 6 p.m. Eastern time, baby.
Yeah, because it's almost 2. It's almost
Nah, you guys got to do your thing. I got to keep doing my thing. I'm listening to the episode.
Got to head uptown.
Yeah,
you already know. See y'all later, man.
I got some guests coming through the show this week, so I'm working on that now. But I'll keep you posted.
You already know, man. So thanks for tuning in, Turbo. All right, y'all.
Yeah.